Welcome. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to find the surface area of a cylinder. Now, a cylinder is basically a pop can, and to find the surface area, we're going to lay it out. We're going to cut it open, lay it out, which there's the top circle, there's the bottom circle, which is the top base and bottom base, and then there's this side that we've laid out flat, and it forms a rectangle. So I want to emphasize that we have two circles that we've got to find the area of, and a rectangle. Now, the circles are easy. The area of a circle is pi r squared. So that's what this is here. I should write that in here, that's basically what I put here is a pi r squared. So there's the pi, there's the radius squared, because the radius is 2 of those circles. And I have 2 of them. That's what the 2 out here is for. And then I'm going to add that to the area of the rectangle. Now, the rectangle has a certain length and a certain width. Now, the width is basically the same as the height of the cylinder. So here's my width or my height of my cylinder, which is 4. And then what happened? It kind of went weird, didn't it? Why did it do that? All right, I rewrote that a little clearer now. Again, the surface area is those two circles, 2 pi r squared, and that's the two circles. Pi is 3.14, the radius squared is 4. The 2 pi r is the length of the rectangle. The 4 is the width of the rectangle. Now make sure you do all your multiplication first. So 2 times 3.14 times 2 squared was the 25.12. The 2 times pi times 2 times 4 is the 50.21. Then we add them together and get 75.36. Take a minute to write this formula down so you have that. So as you go to do these next ones, it won't be any harder. Now, obviously, we're probably going to get to some where you're asked to find other things like the height or the radius or maybe the diameter given the surface area. Right here, again, so far, let's do this one really quickly. Again, I'm going to write the formula down here. So again, I've written the formula here. 2 times 2 circles, which the circles are pi r squared, and the circumference times the height, which is the length of the rectangle times the width. Now be careful here. They give us the diameter. So the radius is not 40. The radius is 20. And 20 squared is not just 40 again. 20 squared is 400. And then so make sure you do your multiplication first. 400 times 3.14 times 2 is this 2,512. Then here it's 2 times pi, 3.14 times 120, because that's not r squared for the circumference. Circumference is just 2 pi r times 20 times 15. Add those together, we get 4,396. So here, I've written down the formula. Surface area is equals 2 of those circles plus 1 rectangle, where here now it gives us the surface area. So I'll know the surface area is 2,260.8. I do know the radius. The radius is 15, so I can find the two circles, 2 times 3.14 times pi r squared, which r is 15, plus 2 times pi r squared, or not squared, just pi r, because it's just the circumference, so 3.14 times 115 times some unknown height, because that's what it asks us to find. It says, what is the height? Rounded to the nearest hundredth. So again, these numbers multiplied to gave me 1,413. These three numbers multiplied together gave me 94.2 times h. Now don't add those because this h is being times by it. What I needed to do is minus now the 1413 from both sides. And that gave me the 847.8 equals the 94.2 times h. Now I divide by the 94.2h on both sides, or just the 94.2, not the h, and it gives me h value of 9. So again, some of these problems you'll have to work backwards. You'll have to plug in what you know as far as the surface area and the radius and find the height. You might end up having to, you won't ever actually be asked to find the radius. That would be above our skill level at the moment because we have an r squared and an r. So the most complex you'll be finding is the height. If you have questions though, please do bring them to class and I will help you.